presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Black Hawk. We are LA.
It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Colorado Rockies. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday night to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and Rockies, Game 2 of the 3-game series. Some things never change. Last year, the Rockies and the Dodgers split their 18 meetings, and they go into tonight's game, each having won 8 of the previous 16. On the mound for the Dodgers will be Joe Blanton. He's looking for his 10th win. Blanton is 2-0 in his career against the Rockies, both victories at Coors Field. On the mound for Colorado, a local boy. His name is Tyler Chatwood. He is 5-5, 1-0 against the Dodgers. He went 5 innings and beat them the end of August in Coors Field. The magic number remains 3. We'll certainly be keeping an eye on the Cardinal ball game, and we'll have all of that and a whole lot more coming up right after this. Logic and emotion agree. The Hyundai Sonata is amazing. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer today. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax.
Sun is setting on another baseball season at Chavez Ravine. Still 5 games to play, and the Dodgers are still alive. They trail St. Louis by 3 games, and St. Louis is getting beat right now 4-0 by Washington in the 6th inning. Jim Watson and Steve Lyons in center field. The difference between this 3-game winning streak and what was going on before with the Dodgers is offense, and a lot of it.
Yeah, lots of base hits, and I think that a lot of Dodger fans, when they saw all the moves that were being made with the Dodgers, they figured the offense that they've seen over the last 3 days would be the norm, not the exception. You see all the big guys getting into the action. Matt Kemp hitting the ball with power, driving the ball again, hitting it out of the ballpark, getting base hits. We saw Agon in this highlight. There's Andre Ethier going the other way, dumping one in the left, driving in runs. Victorino with a 3-run homer last night. Everybody up and down that lineup now contributing. It doesn't have to be the same 2 or 3 guys. 40 hits there in the last 3. So the extra base hits are coming, the overall hits are coming, and when you get those, you're going to score runs.
And 2 home runs last night, and they didn't come from Gonzalez, they didn't come from Kemp, they didn't come from Ethier. Victorino and Abreu with a pinch hit home run later on. Dodgers have scored 8 runs in 3 straight games for the first time since 2007. Last time they did it 4 straight, 1985.
By Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. By San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. Play $250,000 Sports Watch football at San Manuel. It's free to play. And by 76 Gas. We're on the driver's side. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday evening to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers getting ready for their Game 2 of the series with the Rockies, and we start off the evening for the Dodgers on a somewhat optimistic note. The score out of St. Louis. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Nationals are leading the Cardinals 4-0. Mike Morse hit a first-inning grand slam against Kyle Loesch, who came in with a record of 16-3 for the Cardinals. Tonight, it's Jordan Zimmerman who is throwing the shutout for Washington. So it's one thing for the Cardinals to lose, but the Dodgers have to win in order to change the so-called magic number. And Jim Tracy, the former Dodger manager, I'm sure the competitive nature of anyone in this game, he would like to be a roadblock. So here is Jim's lineup. It's Josh Rutledge at short, Charlie Blackmon in center, and Jordan Pacheco at first base. Willen Rosario behind the plate, Chris Nelson at third, Andrew Brown in left field. Matt McBride, who made a dazzling catch in right field, is out there again tonight. DJ LeMahieu is the second baseman. Local boy Tyler Chatwood on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, the veteran 31-year-old Joe Blanton, who's had over 9 years of big league experience. This year, he was 8-9 with the Phillies, came over to the Dodgers, where he is 1-4. This will be his third start against the Rockies. He is 1-0. He picked up the victory in Coors Field, and both of his victories in his career against the Rockies have been in Coors Field. Interestingly enough, Tyler Chatwood, the young local boy pitching for the Rockies, he beat the Dodgers in Coors Field. We'll take a look at the Dodgers with the leather, and they shake up Victorino, Kemp, and Ethier in the outfield. The infield of Cruz, Ramirez, Punto, and Gonzalez. And behind the plate, A.J. Ellis and Joe Blanton. Mark Ellis, they wanted to give Mark a rest with a day game tomorrow. They figured it would match up better if he sat out this one and then would play tomorrow. Meanwhile, Josh Rutledge, the young shortstop, hitting .287. 8 home runs, 36 RBIs. Blanton ready and deals. Fastball strike. If you know anything about Blanton as he works on Rutledge, you know he throws a lot of strikes. In fact, he has struck out 160 and walked only 34. The pitch is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. At the same time, if you're going to be around the plate, you're going to be punished. And he has allowed a total of 29 home runs. So Blanton comes back 1-1. Rutledge holds up on a strike, and the count 1-2. It is a beautiful summer's evening. However, a harbinger of hot weather coming on. It was 75 game time last night, 84 today. Rutledge fooled on a pitch, and Josh strikes out, and we have 1 down. So Blanton picks up a K. Rutledge back to the dugout. Charlie Blackmon coming up. Charlie Blackmon appeared as a pinch hitter last night, hit into a force play, hitting .272, 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Blanton works from the first base side of the rubber. Cruz up and about even with the bag at third, and the outfield fanned out straight away with Victorino up a few steps in left field. Blanton ready, Joe comes ready, and it's fouled off, and the count 0-1. We'll be certainly watching this ball game with one eye and the Cardinal game on the other. To repeat, they're in the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-0 in favor of Washington. The so-called number is 3. Any combination of victories and losses that add up to 3 involving the Cardinals, and the Dodgers will be shut down. But with the Cardinals losing, the Dodgers could suddenly whittle that number, and we'll see. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Back comes Blanton, fastball on the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 to Charlie. Jordan Pacheco, the first baseman, is on deck. 1 out, first inning, no score. Tomorrow it'll be Jorge De La Rosa and Josh Beckett. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Low, and the count runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joe Blanton, big man, 6'3", about 250. 32 years old come December. Now he's ready in the 2-2 pitch on the way, very high, ball 3. When Joe Blanton was in high school, actually just in the 7th grade, he made the high school baseball team, so he's had a lot of talent from an early age. 3-2 the count to Charlie Blackmon. Here comes the pitch, swung on and whacked down the right field, hooking in the corner. It's a fair ball, bouncing over to Ethier. Into second base goes Blackmon with a double. So with 1 out, Charlie pulls one into the corner for the double. Pacheco and Rosario now trying to pick him up. For Charlie Blackmon, that would be his 6th double of the year, but he's only in 38 games. Though he bounced one off the box seats, and Ethier got it back. Jorge Pacheco does not hang around the plate very often. He's hitting .306, 5 home runs, 52 runs batted in. He is very much of a contact hitter. Those 2 things are in the minds of Blanton as Joe looks back, ready, over the top, and the first pitch is low. Ball 1, 1-0. Jordan Pacheco, right-hand hitting first baseman. On deck, Willen Rosario, the catcher, who has 27 home runs. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Blanton ready. Back he comes. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Last year, the Rockies and the Dodgers went round and round, and they wound up splitting 18. Well, so far, Jim Tracy's crew has played the Dodgers dead even. They've each won 8 of 16. And by the way, the Rockies have won the last 3 series 2-1. The next pitch, a half swing, that's going to cost a strike. And the count is 1-2 on Pacheco. So the right-hand hitter checking in, Dexter Fowler, along with Carlos Gonzalez, unable to play. Fowler with tendonitis in the wrist. The 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, hit in the air to the gap. On the dead run is Ethier to make the catch, and Blackman stayed at second base. So a long fly ball to right center, 2 down, and Willen Rosario coming up. Willen Rosario, with his 27 home runs, 70 runs batted in. There is some talk that Rosario will certainly get a mention for the Rookie of the Year awards, and well, he should. He's had a big year. 27 home runs, 70 runs batted in. However, right now, if you talk to people, it figures that Wade Miley would probably win it for Arizona. Oh, we'll see. So Rosario hitting .277. Here comes Blanton's first pitch, and that's a little low. Ball 1, 1-0. For Rosario, with his 27 home runs, and he hits one a little more than 14 at bats. Giancarlo Stanton 12. Brian Braun a little bit more than that. 1 ball and no strikes the count. The next one, a check swing strike. There have been some fellas with, let's say, 27 home runs or more, rookies who didn't win the award. Al Rosen hit 37 for Cleveland, and he didn't make it. Jimmy Hall 33. Mark Trumbo last year 29. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way, and a check swing for another strike. 1-2. Dave Kingman 29 in 1972. Bobby Thompson, a famous home run hitter in Giant history, he had 29. And Prince Fielder had 28 in 2006, and they never made the award. So we'll see. 1-2 the count to Willen Rosario. Blanton delivers down and away, squirts away from Ellis, not far enough for the runner Blackman to try to advance. 2-2 the count. The Rockies have always played the Dodgers tough, so even though the Rockies are 30 games buried in last place, if you look back, among other things, they had beaten the Dodgers 5 of 7 until last night, and we told you they've won 3 straight series from the Dodgers, 2-1. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Down goes Rosario. 2 strikeouts for Joe Blanton. Rockies leave Blackman at second base. And at the end of half an inning, Rockies nothing, Dodgers coming up. failed to score, leaving a runner at second base. Here's Don Mattingly's lineup. Nick Punto opening up at second base. Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp, along with Adrian Gonzalez and then Hanley Ramirez. Shane Victorino, Luis Cruz, A.J. Ellis, and the pitcher Joe Blanton. On the mound for Colorado is a local boy, Tyler Chatwood, born in Fontana. Grew up in Redlands, went to East Valley High School, was going to go to UCLA. However, the Angels drafted him, gave him a good solid bonus, and he went with the Angels. However, he was traded to Colorado in the deal that sent catcher Chris Iannetta to Anaheim. Among other things, he was the Angels' minor league pitcher of the year just 2 years ago. And some folks say that when you watch him pitch, it would remind you of Roy Oswald. Well, we'll see how Tyler goes now against Punto, Ethier, and Kemp. Tyler into the windup and delivers low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Punto hitting .345 under limited service. Overall, counting the Red Sox, .227. So Nick waiting, switch hitter, and has a look at a strike, and the count 1-1. Chatworth, among other things, a 4-seam fastball that's been clocked as high as 97. The sinker, the 2-seamer, curveball, change, and a cutter. The next pitch is high, ball 2, 2-1. Chatworth had elbow surgery, but it was not the Tommy John procedure. What happened was the surgeons tightened an elbow ligament and did not replace a torn one. Punto fouls a pitch away. 2-2 the count. So Tyler Chatworth, he's an even 6, 185. He's 22 years old. He'll be 23 December the 16th. Right-hander comes back 2-2, and that's fouled away upstairs. So Nick Punto, who has been a bit of an inspiration for the Dodgers, his overall hustle, some timely base hits. He had a good series in San Diego. So Nick waits. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes Chatwood's fastball, and it is inside on a check swing. They appeal. Third base umpire, no swing. Todd Tishner is on the line behind third. Chatwood, both feet on the rubber, turns, ready, and comes back 3-2, and it's outside, ball 4. So the Dodgers get a leadoff man aboard, and now Ethier, Kemp, and Gonzalez trying to get him home.
Number 16, Andre.
In looking at Tyler Chatwood's numbers, he has been really fighting it. All you have to do is compare walks and strikeouts. He has walked 32 and struck out 37. He has also allowed more hits than innings pitched. So he comes in here with an earned run average of about 5.5. So here is Andre hitting .285, 19 home runs, 87 runs batted in, and he looks at ball 1 off the plate. Last night, Ethier had a bloop double to left, a single to the hole at short, and a base hit to center. One time they got him, he hit a line drive, and the shortstop, Rutledge, made a fine backhand stab. Meanwhile, Clayton Kershaw gave the Dodgers a tremendous boost last night. Will he be pitching Wednesday night against the Giants? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It all depends on a lot of things, as I'm sure you well imagine. A.J. Ellis, his catcher and buddy, alongside of him. 1 ball and no strikes to Andre Ethier. Chatwood's fastball is fouled away, and that fastball came up in a hurry at 95. It is 6:24 according to the time on the scoreboard in right field. The sky a very bright powder blue. The lights are on, but they don't really take effect yet. So you can just imagine what it's like checking in against somebody throwing 95. 1-1 the count with Matt Kemp on deck. Chatwood set at the belt, comes right back with a fastball foul back. That was 96, and it's 1-2. Tyler Chatwood when he did pitch for the Angels last year, he was in 27 games. He won 6 and lost 11. His earned run average was 4.7. So Tyler going up against Ethier with Punto at first and nobody out. 1-2 pitch on the way. Fastball low. 2-2 the count. So we know that he has a curveball, a cutter, and a change. You would expect that if he does throw fastballs, one of them would be a cutter to a left-hand hitter. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way. Tyler delivers. Breaking ball. A chopper backhanded at first for 1. The return throw is in time. Double play with Chatwood covering. So Andre Ethier hits into the double play from Pacheco to Rutledge and back to Chatwood. And just like that, 2 down in the first inning. So a nice play all the way around for the young Rockies. And we have 2 down as Matt Kemp comes up. It's a little strange to be broadcasting a Rockies game and not think about Dexter Fowler, Todd Helton, Troy Tulowitzki, Carlos Gonzalez, Jason Giambi. They are all sidelined for one reason or another. And the batter now, Matt Kemp. 2 out, bases empty, no score, first inning. Chatwood ready. Tyler delivers. Fastball fouled away. That was 95, and Matt didn't get around on it at all. We'll check and see if we have an update on the Cardinal ball game. The last we heard, it was the bottom of the 6th inning, and Washington was leading the Cardinals 4-0, and it's now bottom of the 7th inning, 4-0. Strike 1 pitch on the way to Matt Kemp, and there's a rope into center for a base hit. So a 2-out single by Matt Kemp. And that makes that double play really stand up. And the batter will be Adrian Gonzalez. So Kemp a base hit. Adrian now trying to move him around. Gonzalez has his average up now to 276. Overall batting average 295. As a Dodger, 3 home runs, 21 runs batted in. So Gonzalez waiting. Chatwood set, ready, and delivers, and the fastball way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Adrian Gonzalez has hit safely in all 10 games on the recent road trip. His overall batting average with runners in scoring position is 391. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to the veteran left-hand hitter, and he strokes it into right field. Base hit. Kemp will keep on going. McBride's throw is cut off, and the Dodgers have first and third, but with 2 out. And the batter will be Hanley Ramirez. Boy, the swing by Adrian Gonzalez is the way we always remembered the way he hit. That swing was absolutely vintage Adrian Gonzalez. Bo McLaughlin, the pitching coach for Colorado, on his way out to the mound. So for Tyler Chatwood, he has to be happy he got that double play, or it had already been scored upon. Punto walked. Ethier hit into the double play, and then Kemp and Gonzalez single, and the batter will be Hanley Ramirez. Hanley Ramirez struggling a bit with the bat. He's been right around 250 since he came over to the Dodgers. In fact, he's hitting 258 as a Dodger, but he's been striking out a lot. 59 times in 59 games and 131 times all year. So Dodgers at the corners. Kemp and Gonzalez. 2 out, first inning, no score. And Ramirez waits. Chatwood's pitch is swung on and fouled away. That was up, a breaking ball, and a no ball, 1 strike count. So a walk to Punto, then the double play, then back-to-back singles to Kemp and Gonzalez. First inning, no score. Dodgers trying to make a move on the Cardinals, who are losing 4-0 in the 7th. Hanley takes a strike at the knees, and he's in a hole now. No balls and 2 strikes. One of the reasons Chadwood was signed is the fact he has late movement on his pitches. And of course, that's a great thing you can't teach. 0-2. Tyler straightens up. Here he comes. Breaking ball down and away. A check swing. No swing. First base umpire Vic Carapazza. And a 1-2 count to Hanley Ramirez. That breaking ball blocked by Willen Rosario. 17th meeting of the year. The Dodgers playing the last place Rockies, and they have split 16. 1-2 the count. Now Chatwood is ready. Ramirez waiting, and the 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball low. 2-2 the count. As a young pitcher with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, Chatwood has struck out 37, but he has had just a little more than 5 strikeouts per 9 innings, and he's walked, as we mentioned earlier. He's been fighting it just a little under 5. 2-2, so the deuce is wild in the first inning, and the pitch is fouled away. And boy, that was a good fastball at 96 in on the hands.
Everybody clap your hands.
So 2-2 the count to Hanley Ramirez, who literally had to fight that pitch off. No score, first inning. Waiting on deck, Shane Victorino. Out of a stretch goes Chatwood. And the 2-2 pitch, fastball, fouled away again. Boy, it is the heat following the heat. He's been right at 96 on the last 2 pitches to Hanley Ramirez. 96 miles an hour, coming from about 57 feet away, if you want to take his stride into consideration. 2-2. Chatwood reading Rosario. First and third, 2 out. No score, first inning. Chatwood delivers, fastball fouled away. That was 97. So that man is really firing. That's his high right now, 97. By the way, the Cardinals had a double from Pete Kozma. He doubled in 2 in the 7th. So the Nationals lead 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll watch that very closely. 2-2 the count to Hanley Ramirez. Chatwood ready. Here he comes. Off speed. Little fly ball down the left field line. A diving catch by Josh Rutledge, the shortstop. That saved 2 runs on a little pop fly. A great play by the young Rocky shortstop. Tulowitzki would have been proud of that. No runs, 2 hits and a walk, 2 left, and at the end of an inning, no score. left-hander Todd Shadwood, and Tyler really had to fight it. 24 pitches, hit 97 on the gun, and got out of a first-inning jam. Now, Chris Nelson will start it off. Nelson, the third baseman, followed by Andrew Brown, and then Matt McBride. Strike one pitch on the way, and Nelson pulls away. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Nelson facing Joe Blanton. Nelson has had 36 hits in the month of September, and he takes a pitch low. That's why that average is up over 300. 9 home runs, 52 runs batted in. 2-1 pitch coming up from Blanton, and that's low and away. So 3-1 the count. In contrast, you have the kid, the hard thrower, who walks as many as he strikes out. And then you have the veteran, who's completely the other way around. Pitch swung on and fouled away. As we mentioned, now Blanton had 2 strikeouts in the first inning. So he has 162 strikeouts, and he has walked only 34. Nelson, Brown, and McBride. Here comes Blanton, and a fly ball deep to left center. Back goes Matt Kemp on the track to reach up and almost casually make the catch. 1 away.
Coming to the plate, left fielder, number 12.
And that'll bring up Andrew Brown. Andrew Brown hitting .237, 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. 1 out, second inning, no score. The Cardinals trying to really get off the ground against Washington. It's 4-2 Washington, bottom of the 7th inning. Davey Johnson has had to bring in his left-hander Sean Burnett. Meanwhile, the pitch of the plate swung on and missed. And the Cardinals have just gotten a home run. Let's double check on that. No, they got a run. Okay, they got a run. So that would make it 4-3. Okay. So the Cardinals scrapping back. They had first and third, 1 out. John Jay got the base hit to score Kozma. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Brown. Ground ball to the left of Ramirez. Hanley is up with it and gets him. And we have 2 down, second inning. A reminder, tomorrow is Fan Appreciation Day. The Dodgers saluting the True Blue faithful with some fantastic prizes, including a 1-year lease on a brand new Lexus, next year's season tickets, autographed memorabilia, and much more. For tickets, list of prizes, and official rules, visit Dodgers.com/fan appreciation. So it is 4-3 in favor of Washington, and the Cardinals are still hitting in the 7th inning. Jay getting the base hit against Burnett to cash in the run. And the next pitch lifted to left center, playable. Victorino moves over and makes the catch from Matt McBride. So down go the Rockies, 1-2-3. And at the end of an inning and a half, no score. To go to work. Bottom of the second inning. No score in the ball game. Here's the way it shapes up going into tonight. Atlanta, of course, already clinched. Then you have the Cardinals trailing by, and then the Dodgers with 3 and Milwaukee 5. And that Cardinal game very much alive. It was 4-0 Washington. Last we saw 4-3. Bottom of the 7th inning. So a lot of baseball still to be played. Meanwhile, Shane Victorino hit a 3-run home run last night. Takes a look at a fastball for a strike. 0-1. Chad Wood throwing hard, has hit 97 once on the gun. Victorino hitting left-handed, and the strike one pitch, another fastball away. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's not that Chad Wood is that big. He's an even 6, about 185 pounds. The 1-1 pitch, off speed, a breaking ball, grounded to short. Up with it is Rutledge, and throws him out on a bang-bang play. You can't take your time, especially when Victorino is hitting left-handed.
For the Dodgers, third baseman, number 47, Luis
So
Cruz.
1 out, and Luis Cruz coming up. So Rutledge gobbles it up. Took dead aim, and Victorino got there awfully quickly. So 1 out. Cruz hitting .306, 5 home runs, 37 runs batted in. He had 1 hit last night, base hit to right field. Chad Wood into the windup, the pitch to Luis, high, ball 1. We understand his mom is here, and his dad is also going to be here, maybe tonight, to see him in the big leagues for the first time. The 1-0 pitch on the way, in for a strike. They're also selling Luis Cruz shirts, but on the back, they're like they do when they pronounce his name, they're extending the U's. The 1-1 pitch high. So on his shirt, it's CRUUUUZ. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way. Cruz a comebacker. Chatwood has it, jogs towards first and flips over there. 2 outs, second inning, and A.J. Ellis coming up. Chatwood faced the Dodgers back at the end of August, so the Dodgers have seen him at least once. It was back on the 28th of August. He went 5 innings and allowed 2 runs, struck out 4, and picked up a victory. So here's Ellis batting .268, 11 home runs, 47 runs batted in, and the fastball down and away, ball 1, 1-0. You wonder how long and how many times Chatwood can hit 97 on the gun. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's taken for a strike. Took a lot off that change. 1-1 to count. That's a thoroughly professional changeup to go from 94 to 82 with the same motion. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball. This one's low at 95. A.J. Ellis at one time struggling, remember, was 0 for 30. But he has come back and lifted his average back up to .268. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way, and that's a fastball strike, 2-2. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Matt Carpenter flied out for the second out with men on first and second, and Matt Holliday coming up. Ryan Matthews coming in to pitch. 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. So the Cardinals down 4-3, have 2 on, 2 out, and Matt Holliday at the plate. We'll keep you posted. 2 out here, bases empty, second inning. Holliday flied out, so the 7th inning is in the books. Washington leads 4-3. Fastball away to Ellis. 3-2 the count. In the first inning, if you weren't with us, Punto walked. Ethier hit into a double play. And then Kemp singled and Gonzalez singled. And Ramirez lost a possible 2-out double on a diving catch by the shortstop Rutledge. 3-2 fastball, slow ground ball to the left. Rutledge plenty of time with Ellis and throws him out. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Chatwood, and the young man walks off at the end of 2, no score.
Forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Third inning, no score in the ball game. DJ LeMahieu, then Tyler Chatwood and Josh Rutledge. Meanwhile, we've been talking about the Cardinals and Washington. Washington leading 4-3 in the 8th inning. There's another important game that certainly makes Washington bear down. That would be the Cincinnati Reds. In the battle for home field advantage, the best record in the league, Cincinnati and Washington are in an identical tie. Right now, Cincinnati is also tied 1-1 in Pittsburgh, bottom of the 8th inning. The afterglow of the no-hitter by Homer Bailey. So third inning, no score, and here's LeMahieu. Takes inside at the hands, ball one. 1-0. LeMahieu batting .294. 2 home runs, 21 runs batted in, and the right-hand hitter has a look and pays a strike. So LeMahieu trying to get something started here in the third inning. David John LeMahieu, big swing and a foul ball, and the count 1-2. So Joe Blanton, no score, third inning. He's given up 1 hit. That was that 1-out double that Charlie Blockman drilled into the right field corner, but he kept him there at second base. Joe comes back, and LeMahieu fouls it away off to the right. 1-2. DJ is from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Went to school at LSU and was originally a second-round pick by the Cubs. Had a baseball scholarship to LSU. 1-2 pitch on the way, low and away. You expect second baseman, I guess, over the years to be on the smaller side. I mean, Nick Punto looks perfect as a second baseman. But LeMahieu is 6'4". 2-2 pitch is swung on, towering fly ball, but looking up into that purple sky. Victorino makes the catch easily, and we have one down. And the batter now, Tyler Chatwood. So the sky, it was a powder blue when the game started. Now it's a darker blue with purple overtones. Beautiful evening 84 degrees when the game started. Chatwood, not a bad hitter in the sense he has 3 hits, including a double, a run batted in. And what makes him somewhat dangerous, the fact 36 at bats, and he has struck out only twice. 0-2 the count to Tyler right now. So after the double, Blanton has retired 6 in a row. Back he comes a little low. 1-2 the count. No score. Top of the 3rd inning. Concluding game. Fan Appreciation Day tomorrow. Jorge De La Rosa and Josh Beckett. Ground ball up the middle, and sure enough, Chatwood gets the base hit. I've always felt you can get some tip off about a pitcher as a hitter, looking at strikeouts related to at bats. And immediately you had the thought he might not be a bad hitter, and sure enough, singles up the middle. That is hit number 2. It breaks the string of outs. And the batter now, Josh Rutledge, who struck out in the 1st inning but made a huge play, that diving catch of the little pop fly down the left field line off the bat of Hanley Ramirez. Blanton said Joe delivers a comebacker. He turns, goes to Ramirez, who double clutched and got him anyway. So Hanley looking for the handle on the ball and made it awfully close at first. A 1-6-3 double play as Blanton gets it there in plenty of time, and then all of a sudden Hanley had to spin the ball around before throwing. No score. Hanley Ramirez, however, appeared to take a little more time than normal. Pretty good comebacker, easy, and then Hanley either double clutches or turns the ball in his hand before he gets the seams, and it looks like the runner is safe. However, the umpire called him out. The double play is in the books, but Hanley made it, let's say, unnecessarily close. Now we go to the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be Joe Blanton, followed by Nick Punto, and then Andre Ethier. And one thing for sure, Rutledge, he can fly down the line. Chatwood getting ready to face Blanton, Punto, and Ethier. And the first pitch in for a strike. You know, we've been talking a lot about the fact that Washington has a lot of reasons to bear down and win, to try and beat out Cincinnati for home field advantage with the best record in the league. Little dribbler by Blanton, tagged out by Chatwood, and we have one out. But there is yet another consideration all of a sudden. Slowly emerging, the Atlanta Braves beat the Mets tonight. The Nationals lead in the East. You know, everybody has said, well, okay, Atlanta's the wild card. But when the game started today, Atlanta was 4 back. Technically now, Atlanta is 3.5 back. So Washington really has to bear down. It's not one of those, let's just go through the motions, anything but. Nick Punto walked in the first inning. Nick, switch hitter, batting left-handed. Chatwood delivers, fastball lifted to left field. Coming up a couple of steps is Brown, and just like that, 2 down in the third. You know, next year's schedule is now available online, highlighted by opening day with the Giants and some great interleague opponents like the Yankees, Red Sox, and Angels. New season tickets start at just $6. To place a deposit for next year, speak to a Dodger ticket rep at 323-224-1365 or visit Dodgers.com/season tickets. Andre Ethier, hard ground ball backhanded by Pacheco, who turned it into a double play. One of those textbook double plays, first to short to the pitcher. 2 out in the third, no score. Chatwood ready. Right-hander comes low and inside with a breaking ball. 1-1 the count. No runs and 2 hits for each side. The Dodgers had back-to-back singles by Kemp and Gonzalez after the double play. Chatwood has a base hit and a double for Charlie Blackmon. Another foul ball by Ethier, and the count 1-2. Andre looked like he slipped a little bit in his swing. No score, bottom of the third, huge game. And Chatwood ready. The 1-2 fastball is low. He's still throwing hard. He hit 95. Matt Kemp waiting on deck with 2 out. 2-2 the count to Andre Ethier. Chatwood deals low and away. Though 3-2. He hit 96. He has hit 97 once, but he's been right up there, 95, 96. And of course, he's only in the third inning. Tyler ready, and his 3-2 pitch is a breaking ball fouled off. Big curveball at 83. No score in the third. It'll be Blackmon, Pacheco, and Rosario, the heart of the Rockies lineup, in the 4th inning. Andre waiting. Chatwood's 3-2 fastball is in on the hand, swung on and missed, and down goes Ethier. So the Dodgers go 1-2-3, and at the end of 3, no score. Ball game, a Cardinal update. Tyler Clippard is now pitching for Washington in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Nationals are leading 4-3. Alan Craig popped up, and Yadier Molina is now the batter. Meanwhile, here it will be Charlie Blackmon who bunts back to Blanton, and the pitch to first base is in plenty of time, and down goes Blackmon trying to bunt his way aboard. So 1 out, and Jordan Pacheco coming up. Pacheco batting .306, 5 home runs, 52 runs batted in. One out in the 4th, no score. In there for a strike, 0-1. Rockies have won 3 consecutive series against the Dodgers, winning 2 out of 3 each time. Ground foul. Last year they split 18. So far they've split 16, so they played the Dodgers very, very tough. If you wanted to know a huge difference between the Dodgers and the Giants, all you have to do is look at the Rockies. The Dodgers are break even, 8-8. The Giants have beaten the Rockies 14 out of 18. That's right, 14, and losing 4. The Trace had a particular struggle with the Giants. Meanwhile, Willen Rosario waiting on deck. 0-2 to Pacheco. No score, 4th inning. They're in the bottom of the 8th in St. Louis, 4-3 Washington. With 1 out, bottom of the 8th, Tyler Clippard has just walked Yadier Molina, so the Cardinals have the tying run aboard. That's a strike, and so down goes Pacheco. 2 out in the 4th inning. 3 strikeouts for Joe Blanton. Of course, remember last night, Kershaw struck out 10. Josh Wall picked up one as well. So here's Rosario, who struck out. So with Molina at first, the batter in St. Louis is Carlos Beltran with 1 out, bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Washington. Oh, and 1. You know, in that game, the reason Washington had 4 runs, Mike Morse hit a grand slam home run in the 1st inning. But when we get the tape all together, I guarantee you, you will see something that you have never, ever, ever seen before. I know one thing, for someone who has seen a few games, I have never in my life heard of what took place in St. Louis. So if we clear up the tape and get it ready, it's just hard to believe. Meanwhile, Carlos Beltran against Clippard just hit into a double play. Foul ball. So they're going to the 9th inning in St. Louis. Washington 4, Cardinals 3. We have 2 out in the 4th inning. No score. It had to do with Mike Morse hitting the grand slam. Got him. Inside corner, strike 3 called. 4 strikeouts for Joe Blanton. At the end of 3.5, no score. Talk a little bit about the grand slam home run in the first inning by Mike Morse of Washington. What's going to happen is you will see the ball clear the right field wall and then bounce back, and originally it was ruled in play, even though on the replay you could see it was a home run. When the right fielder got the ball back in, they tagged out Morse, but then the umpires got together and said, no, it was a grand slam. So you know what they did? They sent all of the runners back on the base. Morse came up without a bat in his hands, made believe for the second time he hit the grand slam, would you believe it? And all of the runners came home. In all my years. How about yours? I don't think that's ever happened. But then again, you know what? They'll look some research and they'll say back in 1904, in a driving rainstorm, etc. Meanwhile, we go to the bottom of the fourth, no score. Here's Matt Kemp. And a change, ball one. I think that's the first change, a real floater. So he's gone from 97 to 76 with the changeup. Matt hitting .305, singled in the first inning. And this time unloads. High drive into deep left field. Gone. 5 rows from the top of the pavilion. And the Dodgers lead 1-0. Four years in a row, Matt Kemp has hit 20 or more home runs. That's his 21st. For Chatwood, that would be the 9th home run that he has allowed. And the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead. The batter now, Adrian Gonzalez, who's first inning. Boy, that was a brute of a home run. And ball one. Adrian Gonzalez single to right field in the first inning, hitting .281, 3 home runs, 21 runs batted in. 1 ball, no strikes. Fouled away. For Matt Kemp, 21 home runs, 66 runs batted in. Boy, did he get all of that. About 5 rows from the top. I think that's why he's looking out there. Guys in the dugout telling him how far it went. 1-2 the count. Adrian waiting on the 1-2 pitch. Fastball got him. Good location away. And the fastball at 96. We can take another look at Matt Kemp's home run. And I mean, he's a powerful man anyway. And did he ever drive into that thing? Count the rows. Right there. It's about 5 rows. Here's Ramirez. Foul ball off to the right upstairs. 0-1 to Hanley. Ramirez with 2 on and 2 out in the first inning hit a flare down the left field line. Slanting on the dead run, the shortstop Josh Rutledge made a diving catch. It would have scored 2 runs. So Josh made a big play. 0-2. As so often happens when a fella gets into a strikeout rut, it seems like he inherits a no-ball 2-strike count. In the dirt, 1-2 the count. The estimate of the home run by Matt Kemp, 461 feet. 461. chopper up the middle. That should go through, and it goes. So Ramirez a single to bring up Shane Victorino. Just thinking, 461 feet. In the old days, in the Polo Grounds in New York, down the right field line, I believe it was 257, maybe 259, but no more than that, down the right field line. So there were a lot of home runs in the Polo Grounds to right field by right-hand batters. Sometimes it seemed like they checked their swing, and it went all the way. 461, that'll do. Victorino grounded to short in the second inning, 0 for 1. Oh, and 1 to count. You know who started the idea of measuring home runs? I mean, it's relatively new. Arthur Red Patterson, a former newspaper man who was with the New York Yankees, got the idea after Mickey Mantle hit one out of sight. And once Arthur got it going, and eventually Red Patterson, as he was called, worked here. Runner goes on a low throw, and Ramirez steals it. The Hanley steals his 19th, 19 out of 26. Tough pitch for Rosario to handle. Ideally, you'd like the ball up, but he got it down, and he was late. Rutledge there to apply the tag. So Ramirez at second with 1 out, 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Shane Victorino, and Luis Cruz on deck. Dodgers lead 1-0, 4th inning. Washington leads the Cardinals 4-3, 9th inning. Shane with 11 home runs, hit a 3-run home run last night. 55 runs batted in. Trying to pick up Ramirez. Rutledge directly behind Ramirez. 2-2. Dodgers 1 run, 4 hits. Rockies no runs, 2 hits. The bomb by Kemp. Off the plate, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 3-2. And an off-speed pitch for ball 4. So 2 on, 1 out, and Luis Cruz coming up. Jason Mott got the side out in the top of the 9th inning. It went right through the heart of the Nationals batting order. So the Cardinals now will be coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning with the bottom of their batting order, and Drew Storen will be on the mound. Washington leading 4-3 in the 9th. So we'll get the result to you as soon as possible. So here is Cruz. 1-0 Dodgers. Ramirez at second. Victorino at first with 1 out. And a strike. 0-1. Luis hitting .305. 5 home runs. 37 runs batted in. He has struck out only 30 times. He has grounded into 6 double plays. 0-1. Big swing. In a hole now, 0-2. On deck, A.J. Ellis. A.J. waiting. Luis with that wide open stance. Fastball got him down and in. That was 96. Hello.
Dodger catcher number 17.
So Chatwood has struck out 2 in the inning. He has struck out 3 in the game. A.J. Ellis grounded to short in the second inning. Boy, that was a tough pitch to handle. They always talk about the high, hard one. How about the down low, hard one at 96? Ellis grounded it short, 0 for 1, hitting .267. 1-0 Dodgers, 4th inning. Fastball slapped into right field, base hit. McBride charging and throwing, and the run will score. Ramirez coming in, standing up. The throw was short, and the Dodgers lead 2-0. A.J. Ellis, a single to right. Victorino stops at second, and the Dodgers lead 2-0. Pitch was down. He went down to get it, and single to right. So another clutch base hit by A.J. Ellis. That'll bring up Joe Blanton, with the Dodgers leading 2-0. Blanton hit a comebacker, a look back at second base. Victorino had a pretty good lead. 2 out. So Matt Kemp gets it started with that booming home run. 2 hits and a walk account for a second run. Ramirez base hit, and he brought it in. Fastball, 95. 0-1 the count to Joe Blanton. Blanton with the bat has 4 hits, but he struck out about half the time. That's low. Bottom of the 9th inning. Skip Schumacher came up and flied to left field for the Cardinals. 1 out, and the batter now is Pete Kozma, the shortstop. Kozma taking over once Rafael Furcal went on the DL. Ball 2. 2-1 to Blanton. Kozma single to left field. So the Cardinals have the tying run at first base with 1 out, bottom of the 9th. 2-1. And ball 3 on a check swing. So Drew Storen is trying to get the 3 outs in the 9th inning for Washington. He's gotten 1, and he's now given up a base hit. Nick Punto on deck. Victorino at second, Ellis at first. 3-1 to Blanton. Drilled that fastball, but 93. Tyler's made 73 pitches. Runners go, and missed at the plate. Strikeout number 4. So for Tyler Chatwood, he winds up striking out the side, but he gives up 2 runs. A huge one, 461, hit by Matt Kemp, and the Dodgers lead 2-0.
October 6th, 1966.
Sandy Koufax gives up one earned run in a 6-0 loss to the Baltimore Orioles in Game 2 of the 1966 World Series. Unfortunately, it would prove to be Koufax's final start ever. In a career cut short by injuries, he collected 3 Cy Youngs, an MVP, 4 World Series titles, and threw 4 no-hitters and a perfect game. Dodgers lead the Rockies 2-0 as we go to the 5th inning. However, we have to give you a report out of St. Louis. There was 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning, and Pete Kozma got a base hit. Then the Cardinals used a pinch hitter, and it was Daniel Descalso, and Descalso got a base hit. That put Cardinals at first and third with 1 out. John Jay, the left-hand hitter, came up and hit a long fly ball to center field for the out, with Kozma tagging up and scoring the tying run. So the Cardinals, who were down 4-0, have rallied to tie it up, and with 2 out, they have a runner at first base. So that is bad news for the Dodgers, at least for the moment. Meanwhile, Nelson, Brown, and McBride coming up in the 5th inning here. 2-0 Dodgers. Nelson flied to center in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1. Chris batting .301. And dropped in nicely off speed. 0-1. Fastball in there. Dodgers really can't do anything. All they can do is win. But really, it's out of their hands. The Cardinals will either self-destruct or rally and fight their way back as they're doing tonight. Still 0-2. Cardinals are a particularly tough club at home. The Cardinals are 47-29. 18 games above 500. Down 4-0. They've rallied back. Cincinnati is 19 games above 500. Dodgers, to give you an idea, at home, 6 games above. Well, that'll do it for Nelson. Down he goes. 5 strikeouts for Joe Blanton. Don't forget, Monday through Wednesday, the Dodgers and the Giants. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/tickets. The final 3 games of the year. Monday at 7:10, Tuesday at 7:10, Wednesday, the final game of the year, at 4:15. And a flare into shallow right field. It'll drop for a base hit for Andrew Brown. With 2 out, having tied up the game in the bottom of the 9th inning, and with the runner Descalso aboard, Matt Carpenter struck out. So Washington and the Cardinals will be going into extra innings, all tied 4-4. Boy, they've got to be going wild in St. Louis. Keep thinking about last year. Matt McBride flied to left field in the 2nd inning. The right fielder, 0 for 1, hitting .224. A strike, 0-1. Good fastball, slow roller. Ramirez makes the play. 2 down. Down to second base goes Brown, and DJ LeMahieu coming up.
Batting next, second baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
So LeMahieu flied to left field. He has a little 7-game hitting streak. And then Chatwood, the pitcher. Joe Blanton pitching a very important game for the Dodgers. A talented young fella. He was Mr. Baseball in Kentucky, but he wasn't drafted out of high school. so he accepted a scholarship to play for the University of Kentucky Wildcats, and originally a first-round pick by the Oakland A's. Ball one. Came up with the A's in 04, stayed with them into 08, then went to the Phillies and joined the Dodgers this year. His big games, he won 16 for the A's and 14. He also won 12 for the Phillies 3 years ago. Trying to win his 10th overall this year. One ball and one strike. Ground ball to the hole. Short hop, backhanded by Ramirez. Throws to Cruz. But because Rich Dower was watching carefully, Brown just stopped right at the bag. But that saved a run for the moment. Rich Dower, the third base coach we mentioned last night, is a rare baseball player indeed. He was holding up the runner, no fool there. Rich was on the USC championship teams of 73 and 74, and he was also on the World Series team of Baltimore's in 1983. There aren't very many people who can talk about that. Yeah, we'll tip our cap to you too. 2-0 Dodgers. Rockies with first and third. Chatwood got a base hit his first time up. That extends LeMahieu's hitting streak to 8. Big chopper to Ramirez. Flips to second base, and that's that. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And at the end of 4.5 innings, Dodgers 2, Rockies nothing. The bottom of the 4th inning, Matt Kemp led off with a 461-foot home run, and a 2-out single by A.J. Ellis scored Hanley Ramirez. So we now go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and there is a change of pitcher. You know how Jim Tracy runs his club. He gets his pitchers to go about 4 innings, 75 pitches, and makes a change. This is Josh Outman. That's not a bad name for a pitcher. It's a lot better than Homer Bailey for a pitcher. And Josh Outman will pick up. He's from St. Louis, Missouri, lives in Imperial, Missouri, and he came to the Rockies in the deal that sent outfielder Seth Smith to Oakland. Josh is 6'1", a 200-pounder, 27 years old. He attended Central Missouri State, and he led the Mules to the NCAA Division II World Series. Originally drafted by Philadelphia. So that's Outman, the left-hander. Punto, switch hitter, bats right-handed, and ball one. So Chatwood allowed 2 runs and 5 hits. Punto has walked and flied to left. A strike. When Frank Robinson, you know that name, Frank Robinson? Of course, he was famous as a manager, but he was a sensational player. Frank Robinson would pull his stocking so high that the stirrup of the stocking, they used to say you could play the banjos with it. Well, here's a throwback. Josh Outman. Fly ball to left field. Going back on it is Brown and makes the catch. 1 away. That'll bring up Andre Ethier.
Right fielder, number 16, Andre Ethier.
Dodgers lead 2-0 with 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning. They're in the 10th inning in St. Louis. Sam Freeman is pitching. Adam LaRoche led off with a walk, and Roger Bernardine sacrificed him to second base. So they brought in Fernando Salas, and he's going to pitch to Ian Desmond. With a tiebreaker at second, 1 out in the 10th. Washington and St. Louis tied up. That's a strike to Andre. Grounded into a double play and struck out. Hitting .284. And another breaking ball, 0-2. Andre Ethier against left-handers, as you know, it has been a struggle, hitting .222. And waved at an off-speed pitch, and down he goes. So 2 out. If you missed it, or even if you saw it, worth looking at a second time. Matt Kemp's home run in the 4th inning. Whoa, did he unload? About 5 rows from the back of the pavilion. That makes you think about hitting one on top of the roof. He didn't do that, but he sure gave it a ride. Matt, 21 home runs. Dodgers added another, and they lead 2-0. So again, Washington has a runner at second base. Ian Desmond, the batter. Fernando Salas, the pitcher. Ball 1. One and 0 to count. Two and 0. On deck, Adrian Gonzalez. And even though Gonzalez is quite a hitter, it might be one of those handled with care with Matt Kemp. Infield shifted way around, but not overly committed. In other words, LeMahieu is still on the second base side of the bag. The outfield, Blackman is shaded a tad towards right center. 2-1. On the outside corner, 2-2 the count. Josh Outman, 2 years ago, rehab from Tommy John surgery. Dr. Frank Jobe is here tonight. Fastball at 94. In 2010, the Oakland A's had 3 pitchers who missed the year because of Tommy John surgery. Joey Devine, John Malone, and Josh Outman. That brings back memories of Oakland and Billy Martin and burning up pitchers because of the designated hitter. High fly ball, left center, looks playable, and going back to get it is Andrew Brown. So Kemp a long out, 1-2-3 inning, and at the end at 5, 2-0 Dodgers. if you say Clayton Kershaw is a terrific pitcher, he has 221 strikeouts this year. But of course, in the old days, they didn't pitch every fifth day, they pitched every fourth day. Sandy Koufax on this day in 1966 beat the Cardinals 2-1 and struck out 300. He had 300 strikeout years. Let's go back to this one. Blandon, as he figures when he's on his game, right there with a strike. Rutledge hitting .285 and Clayton taking in the action. One ball and one strike. Rutledge has struck out, hit into a double play. Let's see, where were we in St. Louis? Oh, yes. There was a runner at second with one out. Salas was brought in to pitch to Ian Desmond, and Desmond flied to center field for the second out. Danny Espinosa came up, and with a man at second base, he was intentionally walked. So Kurt Suzuki is coming up to bat with 2 on, 2 out. 10th inning, 4-4. .68 pitches made by Blanton. Ground ball into left field, base hit. So Rutledge goes 1 for 3. A leadoff single with Blackman, Pacheco, and Rosario due up.
Center fielder number 8, Charlie Blackman.
That would be the 5th hit given up by Blanton. Charlie Blackman doubled into the right field corner, tried to bunt his way aboard and tapped it back to the box. Well, just to make things interesting, a wild pitch in St. Louis have put runners at second and third, and Suzuki at the plate with 2 out. 4-4 in the 10th inning. 0-1. So a grand slam home run in the first inning, a phantom scene. If you weren't here, you missed a 1 in a billion. Mike Morse hit a grand slam. The ball cleared the right field wall, bounced back onto the field. The umpires thought it was in play. They tagged him out. Then the umpires had a meeting and they realized it was a grand slam. So they had all the runners and the batter, Morse, come back up to home plate. Morse didn't even have a bat, and he made believe. They recreated the home run, and they all ran around the bases like good children and went into the dugout. Suzuki has just doubled with first base open. Right. So the wild pitch put runners at second and third. They opted to pitch to Suzuki, and he doubles in 2, and Washington leads the Cardinals 6-4 in the 10th inning. Oh and 2 to Charlie Blackman. 1-2. Dodgers lead 2-0. We're in the 6th inning. Rutledge at first, nobody out. One ball, 2 strikes. Little ground ball. Punto, a tag, and the double play. Just to show you again, we can't resist to show you the phantom grand slam home run. There's the real one. It's going to clear the wall and then bounce back onto the field. They think it's in play, but then they have the meeting. They say no. They see on the replay that it cleared the wall, and now they're going to do the phantom. Look at that, no bat in his hands, and he's going to jog around. Amazing. And the other runners all jogged ahead of him. Tell me you've seen that before. So Pacheco flied to right and struck out. While we were talking about the Phantom Grand Slam and you heard the crowd roar in the background, they put up the Washington Cardinal game. Comebacker, and Blanton can't find it. So it'll go as a base hit for Pacheco, and the batter will be Rosario.
Catcher number 20, William Rosario.
And that's dangerous because Rosario is the power hitter. 27 home runs, and he can get you even with one swing. Frustration for Blanton. Where could it have gone? Rosario has struck out twice. Willen, with 27 home runs, has struck out 95 times. And a strike. Big, slow overhand curveball. They put the Washington Cardinal game on the big board just to let everybody know. 6-4 Washington in the 10th. One ball and one strike. Chris Nelson hits back of Rosario. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Sean Tollison begins to loosen up. One ball and one strike. Check swing. It's going to cost a strike. And the count 1-2. Blanton being very careful with Rosario. He's from the Dominican Republic. 5'11", 200-pounder. Only 23. 1-2. Chased it and strikes out a third time. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. And at the end of 5 1/2, 2-0 Dodgers. We were all impressed how hard young Tyler Chatwood pitched. He hit as high as 97 on the gun, but the Dodgers finally caught up to him in the 4th inning on that monstrous home run by Matt Kemp, and then 2 base hits and a walk to get the Dodgers their 2nd run. Meanwhile, Joe Blanton has done exceptionally well. Remember when the game started, we talked about the fact he had 160 strikeouts and only 34 walks. Well, tonight he has struck out 6 in his 6 innings, and he has not walked anybody. So Blanton pitching a gem as he talks to Nick Punto, and the Dodgers lead 2-0. Gonzalez, Ramirez, and Victorino against Josh Outman. 1 ball and no strikes. They're going to the bottom of the 10th inning in St. Louis. Washington 6, Cardinals 4. The extra inning records before tonight's game we can give you in a moment as far as Washington. Change up 1-1. Washington has a record of 12-7 in extra inning games. The Cardinals are 6-11. 6-4 Washington, bottom of the 10th. A double by Kurt Suzuki. A hopper to short, right where Rutledge is. 1 away.
Shortstop number 13.
That'll bring up Ramirez. Hanley, a little pop fly down the left field line. Josh Rutledge, a diving catch to save 2 runs. And then in the 4th inning, Hanley singled to center, stole second, and rode home on the base hit by A.J. Ellis. Willen Rosario talking to Outman as far as how they pitched to Ramirez. After Ramirez, Victorino. Edgmer Escalona, a right-hander, begins to throw now in the bullpen. And Jim Tracy's going to go to him. So he's not going to let the left-hander to pitch to Hanley Ramirez. 1 out, 6th inning, 2-0 Dodgers. We'll be right back. By the new wireless receiver from AT&T UVerse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. And by El Pollo Loco. Crazy you can taste. With the Dodgers leading 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning and 1 out, Jim Tracy takes out his left-hander Outman and brings in Escalona. Edgmer Escalona. He's from Venezuela. He was originally signed by the Rockies in 2004. He got into a little trouble this year in June. He was pitching for the Colorado Sky Sox, and he was ejected in the 8th inning of a game for rubbing his fingers on a foreign substance on his left arm. But he survived that untimely incident, and here he is. and a strike to Ramirez. Well, we told you, first of all, in St. Louis, Matt Holliday led off with a single to right field against Craig Stammen. That brought up Alan Craig. And remember, Craig, an RBI machine for sure, and especially when the Cardinals were here. But tonight, Craig hit into a double play, 6-4-3. So the Cardinals, 2 out, bottom of the 10th inning, and Washington leading St. Louis 6-4. Dodgers winning 2-0. Ramirez 1 for 2 with Victorino on deck. Escalona is 6'4", 220 pounds. Made all the stops in Colorado Springs, back and forth, up and down with the Rockies. And there's a line drive base hit, and Hanley's thinking 2, but he will hold up. He took a look right away to see what Charlie Blackmon did. So it's a single for Ramirez, and the batter will be Victorino. So Hanley is 2 for 3. Victorino 0 for 1. With 2 out, bottom of the 10th inning, 6-4 Washington. Yadier Molina battling against Stammen, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes, and Molina strikes out. So I'm sure they'll put it up on the board to give the Dodgers further inspiration. The Cardinals have lost. There goes Ramirez. The pitch is low. The throw is high and away, and Hanley steals his second base of the night. So Ramirez has now stolen 20 out of 27. So they had a pretty good roar when they put up the fact that Washington got out in front, and I would expect when they put up the final, that'll really pump up. That's the way it is now. The Dodgers are 2.5 back, and if they can hold on to this lead, they would be 2 back. 2 back with 4 to go. Ramirez at second. Victorino hitting left-handed, grounded to short and walked. Shane batting .251 and ball 1. When the Rockies come up in the 7th, Nelson, Brown, and McBride. Two balls, no strikes. Fouled away. 95-mile-an-hour good fastball on the outside part of the plate. Although we haven't really seen it, they say Escalona has a pretty good slider. Will occasionally use a split finger pitch against left-hand batters. 2-1. Missed. 3-1. Waiting on deck, Luis Cruz. So Ramirez at second with 1 out, 2-0 Dodgers. Bottom of the 6th. And a fly ball to left field. Brown is there, tagging to draw a throw, and it's a good throw, a one-hopper to third base. So Ramirez holds on. So 2 down, and Luis Cruz coming up.
Number 47, Luis Cruz.
Cruz hit back to the box and struck out. 0 for 2. We mentioned earlier, I know his mom was here yesterday, and I believe his daddy's here well now, coming up from Mexico to see their pride and joy. And ball 1. Cruz 5 home runs, 37 runs batted in. From Navajoa, lives in Sonora, Mexico. Father, a big star in the Mexican leagues. One and one. Pretty good straight change. By the way, tomorrow here at Dodger Stadium on Fan Appreciation Day, Jorge De La Rosa will start for the Rockies, and Josh Beckett will pitch for the Dodgers. We can give you the pitching in St. Louis. Ground ball to short. Rutledge takes care of him. Tomorrow, Ross Detweiler, 10-7 against Lance Lynn, 17-7 for the Cardinals. Tomorrow. Right now, 2-0 Dodgers. No runs, 6 hits, and he has struck out 6. His high in strikeouts this year, twice he struck out 8 when he was pitching for Philadelphia. As a Dodger, he has had 3 games in a row with 6 strikeouts, and we'll see if he can get number 7 as he starts with Nelson, Brown, and McBride. 0-1. Nelson flied to center and struck out. Chris 0 for 2, batting .300. Told you Nelson was a very hot hitter during the month of September. He had 36 hits, but he's in a hole now. No balls and 2 strikes. With Blanton 6 strikeouts, remember he got Rosario all 3, so 3 of the 6 against 1 man. They got Rutledge, Pacheco, and Nelson, plus Rosario. 2-2. Rockies have used Chatwood, Outman, and Escalona. They have Brown on deck. And lined into center. Backhanded by Kemp. So Nelson goes 1 for 3. He now has had 37 hits in the month of September. And the batter is Andrew Brown. You have a minute? We want to get you thinking. Who was the last pitcher to lead the National League in ERA in back-to-back seasons? Well, we'll tell you in a little while, but right now Don Mattingly is going to lift Blanton after that leadoff single. Joe has made 84 pitches, and in looking at his work, his high with the Dodgers 109, but not tonight. But he goes 6 innings plus. He can only win or have nothing to do with it. Turned in a wonderful performance, and we'll be back. Joe made 84 pitches, went 6 innings plus, struck out a half a dozen, did not walk anybody, and then giving up the leadoff single in the 7th, they hook him in favor of Ronald Belisario. So Belisario facing Brown, McBride, and LeMahieu. In checking, Belisario is 8-1, an earned run average of 2.6. His important numbers: 68 innings, he's allowed only 46 hits. And if you match up walks to strikeouts, 28 walks, 65 strikeouts, so better than 2-1. So we'll see what he does now against Brown, who is grounded to short and single to right. We repeat, Washington beat the Cardinals 6-4 in 10 innings. 0-1 to Brown. Andrew going all the way in left field. Last night walked twice and struck out once. Hitting .242, 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. 0-1. Just inside at 94. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andrew Brown out of Dallas, Texas, went to the University of Nebraska and originally signed with the Cardinals. Ball 2. Rockies claimed him off waivers. Andrew Brown trying to move Chris Nelson around. Jim Tracy started Chatwood. He went 4, then Outman, now Escalona. 2-2. Brown has only been in 41 games, so it's pretty hard to get a line on him. He has walked 11 and struck out 27. Nelson over at first base has stolen 2 out of 3. Remember when he first joined the Rockies, he stole home. 2-2. Fastball hit to right field. Ethier is there. So 1 away. Nelson holding at first, and the batter will be Matt McBride. Matt McBride, playing right field, made a dazzling catch of a ball hit by Hanley Ramirez last night. McBride tonight with the bat, flied to left and grounded to short. Matt hitting .221, 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. McBride is from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. 0-1. Here was the play last night, in case you missed it. Ramirez hit a drive to right center. Colvin coming from the left, McBride to the right, and McBride leaps up and hits the pads and holds on to the ball. Big play by Matt. He's a 27-year-old and went to Lehigh University. In fact, he says when he was at Lehigh, his father George would throw him an extra hour of batting practice every day. And here he is. 0-2. McBride is 6'2", about 215, and Belisario trying to put him away. McBride certainly paid his dues. He spent 6.5 years in the minor leagues. 0-2. And down he goes. So strikeout number 1 for Belisario. 7 Rockies have struck out tonight. 11 went down on strikes last night. And DJ LeMahieu flied to left, single to short. Dodgers 2 runs, 6 hits. Rockies no runs, 7 hits. And we're in the 7th. And to repeat, Washington beat the Cardinals. Dodgers have a chance to get to within 2. 2 with 4 to play. And what a 4. Tomorrow, Fan Appreciation Day, and hold on to your hats, the Giants. Boy, he's throwing sneaky hard, 96. 0-2. Jonathan Herrera, an infielder, runs well, is out on deck to bat for Escalona. Jim Tracy is shy on players to use. And that will be strike 3 to LeMahieu. So Belisario comes in and strikes out 2. Rockies lead Nelson, and we're heading to the bottom of the 7th, 2-0 Dodgers. Eight runs in 3 straight games. The Dodgers have 2, one on the home run by Matt Kemp, and the other was driven in, set up by a stolen base. So this is a totally different game, but the Dodgers are holding on, leading 2-0, and we constantly remind you as people come in and out of the ball game the fact that Washington, after blowing a 4-0 lead, went on to win it 6-4 over the Cardinals in the 10th inning. So if the Dodgers can hold on to this lead, they would be 2 back of St. Louis with 4 games to play. Tomorrow afternoon, De La Rosa and Beckett And then the Giants. And don't you know how they would love to wreck the Dodgers' cart when they're here for three, the last three of the year. Kenley Jansen begins to warm up. A.J. Ellis single to right to drive in the other run. And on that topper, a throw away by Chris Nelson. A.J. is aboard. It will go, I think, as a base hit. Slow roller. Yep, base hit. So Ellis on a little dribble at the third. Tough play for Nelson. Couldn't handle it. Bobby Abreu is in the on-deck circle, but they've called him back. So Abreu will give way to Elian Herrera. Remember, Abreu last night had that bomb of a home run reaching the second deck in right field. They don't need him right now. They'll go for Herrera.
Your attention, please, for the Dodgers. Pinch hitting, number 37,
Elian Herrera, up and down, hitting .246. Escalona gets the pitch down. The bunt is down. And Herrera does a good job of advancing A.J. Ellis with the sacrifice. So now the batter will be Nick Punto, who has walked and twice flied to left field. Punto, the switch hitter, will turn around now and go back to hitting left-handed. Ellis at second, bottom of the seventh, 2-0 Dodgers. For the Cardinals and the Dodgers, even when they get through the weekend, it's still going to be a very rough ride for the final three games. After tomorrow, the Dodgers, remember, will be facing the division-leading Giants. And it's not over for the Cardinals. They'll be facing the division-leading Cincinnati Reds. So we are going to go to the wire. Interesting, when the season began, a lot of people said it'll go down to the last day. But I think everybody was thinking it'll go down to the last day to settle a division. They never thought it would go down to the last day for the second wild card. But it could be. 0-2 to Punto with Ethier on deck. Off the plate, ball one. Nice and easy, and he throws 96. Punto hitting .323. Check swing. No swing, says Todd Tishner. There was no score in the fourth inning, and Matt Kemp hit a home run measured at 461 feet. Ramirez singled and stole second, and Ellis, two-out single, scored him, and that's it. 2-0 Dodgers, seventh inning. Check swing again, only this time it'll cost a strike. And strike three it is, so down he goes. Two out, and the batter will be Andre Ethier. Tried to pull it back, but Brian Gorman saying nope. Now Jim Tracy with Ethier coming up. See if he takes the ball from Escalona. Yep. So he'll be getting into the bullpen, and we'll be right back. the last pitcher to lead the National League in ERA to back-to-back seasons. And you were very sharp if you said Randy Johnson in 01 and 02. And certainly having a shot at that, Dodger left-hander Clayton Kershaw, his earned run average 2.5, just ahead of 20-game winner R.A. Dickey and 16-game winner Kyle Loach. Rex Brothers, big boy out of Tennessee. He went to a small college in Tennessee, Lipscomb, which became a full NCAA school in 2004. Throws very hard. I mean, really hard for a left-hander. They tell me he's been clocked at 99 with his fastball. He also has a slider and a changeup facing Ethier. And first ball popped in the air to shallow left. Coming in a hurry is Brown. So that didn't take long. One pitch and the out. So Ethier goes 0 for 4. The Dodgers leave Ellis, but at the end of 7, Dodgers lead 2-0. The matchup tomorrow, and what a big game that figures to be. Jorge De La Rosa, 0-1. He's been out quite a while, but he's come back, and he'll draw Josh Beckett, and for Beckett with a 1-3 record. So that will be a dandy, especially if the Dodgers hold on to this win. Dodgers make a couple of changes. Nick Punto takes over at third base, and Mark Ellis takes over at second as Kenley Jansen comes into the game. I'm not sure whether Cruz might have hurt himself or not. We'll check and see. Or whether they just feel this is a better defensive alignment. Jonathan Herrera, who was out on deck, will now bat for Rex Brothers. So Herrera, who runs well, and Nick Punto has to play up inside the bag at third as Jansen goes to work. Herrera is from Venezuela. Shows bunt, strike one. Over the course of a year, any human can suffer a bizarre injury of some kind or some reason why he can't work. And certainly for ball players, every now and then, there pops up a dandy. That's a strike. Well, Jonathan Herrera is sidelined for a while, and Mark Ellis can tell you all about the injury at second base and the flu. But Herrera, that's another story. He got an infection from his watch. Hello? 0-2. Ball one. For Jonathan from Maracaibo in Venezuela. Only 5'9", about 175-pounder. A very good student in high school, but he quit to play baseball. It took a Quite a discussion with his mom and dad, but it's paid off. Fouled away. I think what happened with Jonathan, he had one of those expandable bracelets on the watch. Cut his hand or wrist somehow, and then wearing the watch, voila, an infection, and the next thing you know, he couldn't play. He played together with Troy Tulowitzki, and it was Tulowitzki who told the Rockies front office, hey, keep an eye on this kid, he can play. Foul ball. Jonathan is hitting .250. He has 3 home runs and 11 runs batted in. Signed 10 years ago. Came up briefly with the Rockies in 08 and been up and down 10, 11, and 12. Jonathan Herrera. Jonathan will be 28 November the 3rd. 1-2. And got him. So Herrera caught looking. Down he goes. 1 away. You know, you can visit the official online shop of the Dodgers at Dodgers.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, and you can get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Dodgers.com shop. That's 3 strikeouts in a row. McBride and LeMahieu ended the 7th against Belisario. Jansen nails 1. 0-1 to Rutledge. Rutledge struck out, hit into a double play, single left, made a big catch in the first inning that saved 2 runs. Foul ball. So Kenley Jansen trying to nail it down. He is 5-3, an ERA of 2.3. Fly ball down the line. It's playable, and Ethier is there to catch it. So 2 out in the 8th inning, and the batter will be Charlie Blackmon. To give you some good numbers on Jansen, in 61 innings, he's only allowed 30 hits. And his walk and strikeout, he has walked 21 and struck out 92. We're trying to check on Luis Cruz to make sure he's okay. We have not heard a word. Had the feeling in watching him he was a little uncomfortable in his last at bat. Foul ball out of play. By the way, if you are keeping score, Jansen would go in Cruz's spot, and Mark Ellis would bat 9th. Paid attendance tonight, 40,724. 40724, drive to center. Kemp is there. Nice inning for Kenley Jansen. So the Rockies go down in the 8th, and the Dodgers holding on to a 2-0 lead. The Dodgers only scored twice. It came in the fourth inning, and number one, a big home run by Matt Kemp, estimated 461 feet, about 5 rows from the top of the pavilion in left field. For Matt, his 21st home run. Dodgers followed with one more run, and that's it. So now Josh Renicky, who appeared last night and pitched the 7th inning, did well. Pitched the 7th and the 8th. Josh ready to go to work. And so is Matt Kemp. So Blandon made 84 pitches. Belisario made 11. Jansen made 11. And Brandon League is now throwing in the pen. He'll try to close it. A strike, 0-1. Matt has singled, homered, and flied to left. And it's a high drive to right. Going back on the ball is McBride to the wall. Gone. He's hit another, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. It must be amazing to feel the power that Matt has. I mean, you expect him to hit a long home run to left, but he just took a nice, easy swing and cleared the right field wall. And so Jim Tracy comes out, and we'll see if Josh Renicky's going to get a quick hook. He is, with the left-hander Adrian Gonzalez coming up. So not exactly a tough night's work for Renicky. And the Dodgers lead 3-0, and we'll be right back. In his ball club, a big boost, a home run to left, a home run to right. And you can just imagine Josh Renicky, the young reliever, sitting in the bullpen, and he saw Kemp hit one so far to left, no doubt thinking, I'll try to work him away. He worked him away, all right. Matt just homered away. For Renicky, after warming up in the bullpen, he made 2 pitches, and he's out of there. And now Mark Reynolds with a count of 0-1. Matt coming in, facing Gonzalez, Ramirez, and Victorino. 1 ball and 1 strike. So 3-0 Dodgers. Couple that with the fact that the Cardinals lost, and there's a high-spirited crowd here of 40,724. So Reynolds trying to restore a little order. And a line drive down the right field line. McBride was overshifted into right center, so easily going into second base with a double. And the Dodgers are on a roar as Gonzalez doubles, and now here comes Ramirez. And I'm sure it's only natural for a lot of people in the ballpark, after watching Kemp hit one, see Gonzalez double and single, see Ramirez hit a couple of base hits, and say, where have you been? Where in the world have you been? Well, they're trying to be on scene right now as Ramirez 2 for 3 at the plate, trying to pick up Adrian Gonzalez. 0-1. Dodgers 3 runs, 9 hits. The Rockies no runs, 7 hits. Clayton Kershaw shut down the Rockies last night on a 5-hitter. Tomorrow afternoon, Josh Beckett and Jorge De La Rosa. And that's going to be a base hit to center. A late start for Gonzalez, so they'll hold him up at third. So Ramirez, a soft line drive to center. And for Hanley, his 3rd hit. Dodgers at first and third, nobody out. Shane Victorino, look at that leg kick from Hanley Ramirez. Brings back way back memories almost of a Mel Ott, but a lot of others. Victorino has grounded to short, walked and flied to left. Dodgers 3 runs, 10 hits. Matt Kemp has 3 hits. Adrian Gonzalez has 2 hits. Hanley Ramirez has 3 hits. That's 8 hits amongst them. Then you have 2 hits for Ellis, A.J. Ellis. First and third, nobody out. So Matt Reynolds in a lot of trouble. Matt Reynolds with Juan Herrera coming out on deck to bat for Jansen. And here comes Jim Tracy. So Jim is wheeling and dealing here. Chatwood, Outman, Escalona, Brothers, Renicky, and Reynolds. His starter, Chatwood, allowed 2 runs in 4 innings. Renicky gave up a run on 2 pitches. Out goes Reynolds, and we'll be back. The 7th pitcher used by Colorado. Carlos was born up the road in Santa Cruz, California, but he lives in Manhattan, Kansas. He went to Kansas State, and he actually pitched at 4 colleges in 4 years. I mean, he was a moving man. Allen Hancock Junior College, to Grossmont Junior College, to San Jose State, and finally Kansas State. He'll be 30 and facing Shane Victorino, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. So the Dodgers have Gonzalez at third, Ramirez at first. Bobby Abreu is out on deck. The infield is up and a strike. By the way, Adrian Gonzalez doubled here in the 8th inning. That ties a career high for Adrian, 46 doubles. 3 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 7 hits for the Rockies. And remember, the Cardinals lost. There goes the runner, and a high pop foul down the line. A trio of Rockies that'll drop foul. So Ramirez goes back to first, and the Rockies go back to their decision. In the inning, with the Dodgers leading 2-0, Josh Renicky came in to pitch, made 2 pitches. The second pitch, Matt Kemp hit his second home run of the night. The first one to left field, and the second one to right field. That was all for Renicky. Then Reynolds gave up a double to Gonzalez, a single to Ramirez. That was all for Reynolds. And here is Carlos Torres, 6'1", about 180 pounds, 30 years old. And there goes Hanley. A drive to first on the bag. Easily to handle it is Pacheco. So Victorino drilled it, and they get the out. So the Dodgers now have runners at second and third, and Bobby Abreu is going to come up. Last night, Bobby Abreu came up as a pinch hitter and hit one not only to deep right field, it went to the second deck. He really crushed that one. So Bobby hitting .247, 3 home runs, and 19 runs batted in. Second and third, only 1 out. On deck, A.J. Ellis, and they're going to walk Abreu. So A.J. will be coming up. He has 2 hits tonight and driven in 1. So Abreu getting the walk. I asked the PR department to check on Luis Cruz because there was just no reason in the world why he would come out of the game unless A, he injured himself or he wasn't feeling well. Didn't make sense to bring in Ellis and move Punto. And we get the report from the clubhouse that Luis Cruz was suffering from a headache. So Abreu at first, Ramirez at second, Gonzalez at third, and here's A.J. Ellis. Grounded to short, single to right to drive in a run, and had an infield single on a slow roll to the third in the 7th inning. A.J. hitting .271, 11 home runs, 48 runs batted in. And a strike, 0-1. The infield back in double play depth. Ellis has grounded into 16 double plays. A.J. checking some more with Gonzalez. 0-1. In the dirt, nice save and block by Rosario. Washington beat the Cardinals 6-4 in 10 innings. Dodgers could be within 2 if they can hold on to their 3-0 lead. And tomorrow, Fan Appreciation Day, another big game. Jorge De La Rosa and Josh Beckett. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball Hit to the right side to LeMahieu. They get one. They will get two. So he has the number on his back. He's hit into 17 double plays. However, he couldn't stop Kemp. Kemp's home run is second of the night, gets the Dodgers another run, and at the end of 8, they lead 3-0. Matt Kemp leading the way with 2 home runs, a huge home run to left, and then just to show how strong he is, a home run to right. So Matt, 22 home runs. Dodgers lead 3-0. The Rockies have not scored a run against the Dodgers in 17 innings in the series, and it'll be Pacheco, Rosario, and Nelson against Brandon Lee. Chopper wide of third, Punto. 1 away. So Pacheco goes 1 for 4.
Catcher number 20.
And the batter now, Rosario. Tonight, the Rockies did get a man to third base. That was Chris Brown in the 5th inning. Last night, the Rockies did not get a man to third. They had one man get to second. Rosario has struck out 3 times. All those against Joe Blanton. Sinker, ball 1, 1-0. So for Matt Kemp, an explosive night, a single and 2 home runs. Dodgers trying to cut the Cardinal lead to 2 and add more tension tomorrow. We'll repeat, De La Rosa and Beckett, and in St. Louis, Ross Detweiler, a 10-game winner for Washington against Lance Lynn, who has won 17 for the Cardinals. 2-0. Foul ball. And then following tomorrow's game, what a 3 games that will be. The Cincinnati Reds will be up against the Cardinals, the division leading Reds. And the division leading Giants will be here. And I hope you will be too. Two and 1. And that's a little flare. It will be Ramirez. 2 out, 9th inning. For Colorado, they won their last game against Chicago before coming here. They won that game 7-5. However, Jim Tracy's club did not score in the last 5 innings of that 7-5 win. So you put it all together now. They are 22 2/3 scoreless innings. And here is Nelson. Fly to center, struck out, and singled. 2 out in the ninth, 3-0 Dodgers. They are 1 out away from cutting the Cardinal lead to 2. Andre Ethier and company, like Silky Sullivan, trying to come up from behind. 0-2 to Chris Nelson. Got him. So the Dodgers, thanks to Matt Kemp and company, knock off the Rockies 2 in a row. The Dodgers now trail the Cardinals by 2 with